Alright, so here we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at how to build a laser receiving circuit. If you want to actually see what a laser gun or a jammer is actually doing, here's a way to do it. And basically all we're going to do, our main components here that we have to make this all happen, this black diode right here, this is our laser diode. All it's doing is it's going to receive the optical signals we're getting from some sort of laser device and convert it into an electrical signal, which we can then output onto some type of display, such as an oscilloscope on your computer, on an applet, a tablet, phone, whatever. So what we're going to do, just so you can see it in action first, we've got a Pro Laser 3, and what we're going to do is basically just take it and point it right into that diode, and you're going to see it displayed right here. So there it is. There's the pulse pattern for the Pro Laser 3. Pretty simple. You can see it kind of oscillates bigger and smaller. I've kind of noticed that's the way it works for whatever reason. But yeah. Anyways, there you go. Very regular pattern. Very nothing special. There you go. And that's the pattern of a Pro Laser 3. So let's take a look. I think it's 200 PPS, but let's take a look at how that works. So what we've got here, our circuit itself really just has three components. There's a laser diode right here, there's a resistor, and then there's this capacitor. That's really it. We've got our positive and negative in on these rails right here. We've got our positive and negative running. I've got, for the oscope, I've got a positive wire, which I'm reading out of, and I'm also reading out the ground. And that's just in one way or another running into the iPad. Now the way everything is being hooked up, just to give you kind of a pass-through from start to finish, we've got our power support, or power supply. The way this is working, it just plugs into the wall, 120 volts, converts into 12 volts, which is what you get out of your cigarette lighter in your car, and then, so this is for the Pro Laser 3, this connector right here. This one is my kind of ghetto-created circuit for this. So basically all it's doing, cigarette lighter outputs to positive and negative. You see I've got them split up there, got a little post-it note in the middle wrapped in rubber bands. All it's doing is just creating some insulation between positive and negative. Really ghetto, whatever, just put it together, it works, fine. So that goes around here, got the probes, which then run, whoop, they put power into the positive and the ground rails here on the breadboard. Then you'll see we've got what? The resistor, it's into the positive rail, one of the diode legs is in the ground rail, and there's kind of a little, you make the connections. You look at the circuit on the computer and you can see exactly what that's doing there. And then you've got positive here, ground there. These two are running loop-de-loo, round in a circle. You can see it kind of outputs to a BNC. I got a BNC gender changer there in the middle, and then BNC back into the iPad, just using a special cable that converts BNC to iPad headphone connector. Cool. And then there's just an oscilloscope app. You run that and it just displays whatever you're seeing. So that's really it. Just put it back there and cool. One thing about this oscilloscope app, it has an option to, might not show up, but you can do triggering. The default is to have triggering off, and when you do that, you'll see it just kind of gives you this crazy sliding thing. Like it's displaying it, but it's not, even over time. So what we're going to do is just set a trigger, and we're just going to do it, there's normal, that's what it looks like from before, and we're going to set it to auto. So it's just going to automatically trigger and give us a nice even display. There you go. Oh, put it back on there. There it is. And you'll notice, like, as I can move it away, it goes away. You slide it back on, and there it is. If I keep going, it'll disappear again. And that's actually one way I figured out when you look at the front of a gun, which one is transmitting and which one is receiving. Well, all you got to do is just take the trigger, point it over, and see which one actually makes stuff come up. So there we go. In this case, it's this one here is our transmitting, and that's our receiving. And you could use any sort of camera that can see IR. Like an iPhone, the front camera, if you have like a 4S or a 5, the front camera can view IR, but the back camera can't. And I'm sure some Androids, whatever, different cameras can do it, but whatever you got. So anyways, that's just a quick overview as far as how to build a laser viewing / receiving circuit. There you go.